If you're a man, you don't cry about it. You take life, the ups and downs. If you're a real man, you never go down, you just stay up. That's why this sport coat costs $800 and that costs $200. And I don't know what that costs, I'd be ashamed to wear it. That's why I'm wearing lizard shoes and a Rolex watch.
Importing it, snorting it, any competition extorting it, anything I want affording it, got enough crack to get forward a hit, turn a saint to a sinner, lose to a winner, whether old school or upbeat, getting my shit's the best, Rick's the best, have your heart beating right out your chest, that Ric Flair like, woo! That Ric Flair like, woo! This is all I do, I got that Ric Flair like, woo! Woo! Styling, profiling, that Ricky make a girl go, woo!
I don't think your mic is on.
You've reached Goblin and Ogre.
We're going to start recording from here.
Anywhere you like.
Anywhere, whichever one of those two feels most comfortable.
Testing.
Yeah,
Sanker had a soundboard.
Testing.
Yeah, well...
He says something, somebody says, he has like, what's her name? Wendy Williams, his voice is going, allegedly.
I have to refigure out the soundboard.
Does this sound like my mic's on?
Yeah, your mic is good.
My mic's on?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
I can hear you.
It's just mine's off because he wants to fuck me. Just to make me look like an asshole.
Hello.
That's how I fuck you.
Hi.
My mic wasn't working. Oh, baby.
Not fuck me like that.
Oh.
You've come a long way. You used to get, our old podcast, you used to get mad at me for joking about fucking you.
No, that didn't bother me. I didn't like the nudity. I don't actually enjoy the actual male nudity.
Well, I think you also were angry because, actually, I said I wouldn't fuck you. I'd make you suck my dick. Because I was
like
talking
that.
about fucking you and Dobsky. I would fuck Dobsky and then just get you to blow me.
You know what it was? I didn't like, something at the time bothered me about
not getting to fuck
my
me.
ranking. It was like my ranking in the threesome gay thing. It was like, I didn't like that I was like the side pet guy. You know what it felt like? It felt like you and Dobsky were the main event.
Yeah, you're my side bitch.
And I was the Pegasus. I learned the word is Pegasus.
Well, I don't take you out in public because I don't want people thinking I fuck fat dudes.
Wait, but Sanger, what would you prefer though? Getting fucked or having a guy make you suck his dick?
No, that's
like
what
if you
I'm
had
saying.
to choose.
That's what
he
I'm
wants
saying.
to fuck me.
Tough one.
I wanted to get, if I had to.
It's such a
This was a thinner Ian.
difficult question.
Can you click this orange button in the front right there?
I'll let our guest do it. We have our guest today.
Yeah, there's the orange button at the front. Yeah, one.
Jeff
two,
O'Brien.
One more time. Yeah, probably one more time is. Yeah, that's probably good.
All right.
What's shaking? Gobblers.
Gobblers.
That
is what we should call them.
Gobblers. Goblins in Ogreland. Good to be here. I'm excited. Just sucks that your original guest had to die for me to get a spot.
We didn't have an original guest.
Oh no?
You're the only guest.
That's amazing.
Yeah. It does seem. It would seem like we had someone canceled on us because of how late I asked you.
Yeah.
It's mostly laziness.
Well,
it was
like I sent Sanker into a panic. I was like, "You better find us a guest, or we're booking Charlie Paradise." And Sanker's like,
"Oh God!"
He got on it so quick.
Charlie, I'm stealing your roles. It's like he's like, I can't find work. I'm fucking busy as all hell because I'm like the younger.
You know what? You look like
Better Charlie
you look like a
Parker.
skinny Charlie though. You do have a similarity.
He looks like one of the
your
cousins.
look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a Paradise. He goes to the Paradise family reunions every year.
It's amazing. Me and Charlie are connected by only our third aunt. It's you know, like you don't have to go far down.
Well, we learned
It's
from
like,
Lee's family history. You're allowed to fuck him then.
Yeah.
Only if you're drunk.
Yeah, only if you're drunk.
And 14 years old.
And 14 years old.
True.
And
in your
shameless.
defense, she liked you first.
Yeah.
True.
Yes. I was at a disadvantage.
Lee pretending that his age, like he wouldn't do it now.
Yeah.
Age is just a number for
True.
And that was when I was 14.
If Lee had white cousins, then he'd fuck them. But not.
Oh, they'd all get pregnant.
I have I have a cousin story.
Oh,
I do.
really?
Yeah.
This is going to be our through line for all our guests. How close did you come to fucking your cousin? Question one.
And I know you two have your own stories, and you're just like...
I told you my story.
What was it?
It's not my cousin, but it was she's married. Her uncle married into my family. So by marriage, we are related.
And I told you my female cousins are ugly.
Right.
They look like me.
Yeah,
lady.
yeah. He's saying he doesn't judge you. He says, I would fuck my cousins if they weren't fugly.
If only, man.
I didn't focus on my cousins only because I focused on my uncles. It was.
Whoa, okay, this is going in a different direction,
All
and
right,
I want to
so
go there. Okay.
The cousin story. All right.
Okay, yeah.
Tinder, go on a date. It's amazing. We're hitting it off.
Wait, you know what'd be really funny? If we find out later he had sex with his sister.
Yeah.
We're like, why did you say that? He goes, you asked about cousins. You didn't ask about sisters.
100%.
Yeah. Okay, tell your cousin.
On a Tinder date.
Okay.
We're hitting it off. It's amazing. Obviously, I'm charming and
Sure.
doing all the things you do when you take someone to Applebee's.
Nice spot.
So we're chatting and 100% we're going to go back to her place and make love. Like, it's a guarantee.
That's adorable.
Thank you. Yeah. It's going to happen. And she says, but there's one thing I have to tell you before we do this. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, and it's because it's on my mind, and it always is on my mind before I get intimate and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, yeah, amazing. And she's like, I had sex with my cousin once.
And how hard did you get?
Oh.
Because that's when you know it's a sure thing.
I know you think that's a joke. That would turn me on.
Also, why did she feel? Is it sexually transmitted? Just cousin fucking? She's like, I gotta let you know.
It's like,
It's like being bit by a vampire.
I have no clue, like everything was going good. Like, I mean, you don't need to use that card, like it's, and so it was sort of,
Wait. Before we get to it, we have a question from the audience.
a question from the. Oh yeah. We're like Sally Jesse Raphael.
Did you guys?
Wait. Somebody could bring her.
Did you guys end up going back to your house after, or her house?
her house.
It came up.
And you slept with her.
Well, this is the thing. So in that moment when she was like, I want to tell you this, I slept with my cousin, and I aired my dirty laundry, which was not that.
You made love on your dirty laundry? It's so hot.
It is Toronto. I do live in a closet. It's so. Yeah, but in that moment when she said it, half my brain said, "That's gross," but the other half's like, "She's hot enough to look past that." And then we went back to her house and made awesome love.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Her cousin was her roommate.
Process went somewhere else. Like, maybe that was her get out of jail card. Like, if I say I slept with my cousin,
Oh, right, yeah.
then I got dinner and I don't have to sleep with him.
Some places that's a go to jail card.
That's been probably used before, but in that particular incident,
You passed the vibe check.
yeah, and it was the weirdest thing.
Could you imagine your cousin said that to you? You passed the vibe check.
And you know what was crazy? She slept with them. They were both at a wedding, and her excuse was, and no judging, sleep whatever family member you want to sleep with, was that her family was so big, it was not unusual to not know who your cousin was, and they just hit it off, and yeah, sparks flew, and it was only the next day when her mom was like, "Oh, you were out with this person." And she was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Oh, you do know that that's your cousin, right?" And
Do they not? They don't do
I'm
the.
like, I'm in. We're gonna.
Is she small town, or is she cultural background where it's usually okay to connect with your cousin?
She's asking, black or
small
white?
town.
I think Trish needs to move in a little closer.
No. If I have a technique.
Or get her a mic.
No, well, if I do this and then turn it up, it comes up. So
Sleeping with your cousin though at a wedding is a great reason to keep your wedding small. Like if ever you wanted to.
Wow.
She didn't do the wedding talk. Like you talk to somebody at a wedding, you're like, "Oh, what side are you here for?"
that's
There's only 3 questions you need to ask to figure out if this is your cousin.
Well, I mean, you always do the conga line at the wedding. You don't know whose hips you might be touching. I mean, then you got a little drinks.
That's
Two
very-
drinks in you.
Very Spanish of you.
Latino weddings do that.
I mean, one of the, I
Corny
guess,
as fuck sometimes. Yeah.
the only out is that we all know how much booze you drink at a wedding, and it's sort of
Yeah.
You could get foggy glasses
But
at some point.
I get what Ian is insinuating. Is she's at a wedding? I think she made an active effort to not ask any questions, because anybody knows if you're at a wedding and you hit it off with somebody, You have to at least ask one older person, who is this person? Or you ask them, like, how do you, like you said, how do you know? So the fact that she never asked meant she was like, I want this so bad. I'd rather not know. It was what is Schrodinger's cat, whatever. Like if you don't open that cousin
Schrodinger's
box.
cousin.
Yeah, Schrodinger's cousin.
And we only lasted like 3 weeks, and then she told me she's in
You
love with her
dated
cousin.
a cousin fucker for 3 weeks.
Yeah, well, that's the moral dilemma. That's how weak I am.
Did you meet her family?
Yeah, she did when she introduced me. That was my ex-boyfriend. I wouldn't that suck though if you do hook up with a family like a cousin?
Yeah.
And like the next morning, her makeup rubs off, and she looks like a lot like you.
Yeah.
Like it's just you, but as like a woman.
Yeah.
I was at a bachelor party where the stripper that was bought for the groom.
Rented. You
That's
don't
right.
you don't own her forever.
I apologize.
Yeah.
Rented for the groom.
Yeah.
Just coincidence looked like his wife.
Really?
Yeah, like
That's nice, though.
I mean, not really.
Yeah.
No, if I was to get a stripper at my wedding, it'd be like my wife themed.
Yeah.
But you sort of this is your last night of being unfaithful. Like you don't want to sleep with your wife's look like. You want something different. I feel.
But it's not your wife. That's the.
But it looks like her.
Did you guys ever hear the story about the girl who ended up blowing her dad?
Ew.
And her
We've all heard that story.
Yeah.
Variations of that story.
Yeah, but
And the wedding was called off. You should look it up and like split screen it to your thing. It was pretty crazy. So there's this like place. It's like one of those like LS kind of spots or something like that. And the night before, like the wedding, she went to the place with her bachelorette or whatever. Now they have like those kind of like glory hole things like that you see on like those porn sites kind of thing where like maybe one girl is like
Oh, so her dad went to go fuck a glory hole.
so her dad,
And it was her mouth on the receiving end, his daughter.
And then you have the option to see if you want to see who you're with after.
What is
so
going
instead
on?
of not seeing, she decided to see, and when she looked up, it was her dad.
Wow.
So her wedding got
So she
canceled.
blew her dad. Do you think she asked herself like, oh, so that's what I taste like?
That is
That's what me and all my siblings taste like.
Also, the father of the bride, right before the wedding, is going to glory holes.
Yeah.
This is a trash family.
it's a trash family. It's all a trash family.
You know, his wife, he got head from his daughter, and then the wedding got canceled.
That's amazing.
That's what you get
Yeah.
for being trash. That is karma. That's God.
Or-
I've never been religious till now, but God's like, you're being real bad.
Yeah.
Or your dad.
Why are you touching it?
Yeah.
We're doing a recording. Don't touch. Yeah. Don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's.
I feel like that's a very high level of synchronicity. Like, just both universes like that collide to where the dad's like, I'm gonna go out tonight, have some drinks. Oh, there's a board with a hole in it. I'm just gonna put my dick. And then on this other fucking plane or universe, his daughter's having her bachelorette party, and it collides to where one gives head to the other and shatters the family for
No,
about
that's
2
just
weeks.
total trash, karmic retribution. This is like they deserve this. This was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Here's my theory:
Yeah.
is that the dad did not like the boyfriend, and he's like, "How can I break up this wedding?"
No, that's amazing.
I mean, start a rumor, man.
It was his only idea. He couldn't think of anything else.
Yeah.
Just shows you what their kinks were.
Yeah.
The dad goes to the guy, I'm fucking your girl.
Marry her now. She's used goods.
But I feel bad for the girl because she now has a lifetime of losing every argument. Because whatever she's saying, someone can end well. At least I didn't suck my dad's dick.
Yeah.
And it's just like
That. Oh.
Well, I just say the most incredible response to that ever is Jeff goes, "I feel bad for the girl," and Lee goes, "Why?" He can't comprehend why a girl who sucked her dad's dick.
No, but she's at the glory hole. Like, what's she doing there? You know what I mean? Like,
Well, being glorious.
I feel like it's a situation you wouldn't work out at the dinner table. Like it just would not ever get figured out mentally. Where everyone would get and be like, you know what? Let's look past this.
Yeah.
You coming to dinner on Sunday? Yeah. Let's.
Yeah. I don't know. You don't get therapy and avoidance for the
Well,
next
she should have
40
known
years.
better. The glory hole was in the living room.
It was adjacent to her dad's room.
No, man.
I blame her.
So Jeff has a book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
No.
Dracula and
Bad segue.
Frankenstein walk into a bar. What's that about, Jeff?
Oh man, well it's about a girl who sucks her dad's dick, and then in the end figures out how to stop World War III. It's a real good one. No, no, it's even better than that. It's actually about Dracula and Frankenstein having drinks at a bar, and it's sort of like the idea of what would it look like if those two people had drinks. And
Does it end with them getting really drunk and having gay sex at the end? Because that would be, I mean, a first.
It could have happened if they would have chose red wine, but no.
You're right. Red wine is.
Yeah. Those stories
more
don't
enticing.
end on beer. Yeah, red
Yeah.
wine stories are. Like,
Red wine is the sexy. You think her cousin, the girl, was probably drinking red wine that night she slept with her cousin.
No, that's a Cosmos. That's a Cosmos kind of night.
And then, of course, like any good bar story, other monsters show up and have drinks with them, and you learn a lot about Frankenstein and his life. And
Well, technically, wasn't Frankenstein the scientist?
Yes.
Frankenstein's
No, that was
monster.
Dr.
yes.
Frankenstein. Frankenstein's a monster.
And he was
No.
sort of born out of a scientist's invention. The lightning strikes and gives Frankenstein all his.
And there's a little girl.
And he's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
and then he breaks out, and then I think it ends, because it's been a long time since I read it, where he shows the town people that he's friendly, and then they're like, they banish him onto an iceberg, and
That's how Dr. Frankenstein ends?
Frankenstein. I believe that's how it ends.
Really?
They put him on an iceberg? Where the fuck's this taking place?
Well, it was written in like 18 something, 18.
I thought these guys chased into like a tower and then they lit it on fire.
Yeah, but due to global warming,
I
we don't
thought.
have icebergs anymore.
I mean, it's possible.
So-
I definitely did a lot of research for the book. You know what I mean? Like,
And
You watch Goosebumps.
you watch 10 episodes of Goosebumps.
It'd be funny.
What other monsters make an appearance in your book?
oh man, you've got Mummy. Who is that guy who always, when he sees you, says, "Why don't you call?" We never call, even though you do call and invite him, and then those people have plans.
Yeah.
But yet they'll pretend that if you've never made an attempt, you know those people.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, man, I call you every time to come out, and you're always busy.
Do you ever find those people get mad at you when you don't call them to hang out? And then it's like,
100%.
yeah, pieces
Yeah.
of shit. You're right. Mummies.
So Mummy shows up, and him and Dracula have a big fight because Dracula is uncomfortable calling him Mummy. You know?
Sure. Yeah.
'Cause he's like, you're not my mummy, and he doesn't like it. So
And you were mentioning before this, there is a purpose for this book
100%.
besides art. What is the
Yeah.
where do the proceeds go? I guess.
Drug
man.
money.
All right, yeah, this is yeah.
Yeah, Jeff has to do his coke.
It's instead of finding out that you wrote this while high, talk about the good that this book does. This book is the proceeds of this book go to this foundation called the Liam Foundation, which is a foundation that is looking to find a cure for mitochondrial disease that young kids suffer, and if there's no cure for it, so they don't live long. If they do get it, which is terrible, but there's this experimental drug that is doing wonders. It's showing so much improvement where kids are not having seizures. It's still not a cure, but it's really dialing back the progression of the disease. And there's about 40 some odd kids across the world right now because of the Liam Foundation that supply this medicine to sort of and let kids see sort of maybe age 14, you know, because without it, they don't see age 4, you know. And my buddy Kevin, who's the founder of the Liam Foundation, his kid Liam has it, and he wasn't expected to go any farther than I think 4 years old, and now I believe he's up to 7. And that's because of the medication in a lot of ways.
Is the kid Look, his name's Liam too. Is he named
After the foundation, yeah.
Oh, what's the name?
No, I think the foundation is the foundation named after the kid. The kid's not named after the foundation.
How dickhead of a father are you that you name a foundation after someone else, even though it's your kid's history? You're like, you know what? We're gonna name it the Tobias Foundation.
It's also much nicer. I had a joke lined up to be like, oh, it's money to try to bring our friend Liam back from the dead.
Yeah.
That died. And then it was like a much nicer thing, and I was like, all right.
Like Frankenstein.
Let's not talk about our drug addict friend.
Put him on a plate and have lightning strike him. And then Liam comes back. First word he says is chink.
That'd be hilarious.
I'm just laughing that I love every episode where it showcases how stupid Lee is. he's going.
I was like,
So
wait
the kid
a second.
happens to be named Liam
As well.
as the disease.
That guy should buy a lottery ticket.
It's so crazy how coincidences work, you know? It's
That's
like-
also weird. You remember when Lou Gehrig happened to have Lou Gehrig's disease? How weird.
crazy. Again, blowjob, father at the same bar. It just lined up. It's,
See, I won't lie.
Kismet.
I'm kind of a dick because while you were explaining what the disease was, I think you said mitochondria or whatever, and my brain was going, isn't that that thing that tells you if you have Jedi powers?
oh right, yeah, yeah.
I thought mitochondria was a skin disease, but turns out it's
Jedi powers.
and dead kids, which is very sad.
Yes.
I think pimples are bad.
Pimp. Both things can be bad. Well, you don't have to pick.
Well, I always pick at them.
Anyone
Sorry not to.
anyone here grow up with acne? Anyone have to go through?
What do you mean grow up? Like
No.
since I was
because
5?
no one has it now, but
I
high
had a
school.
bit, but I had once. I thought I had herpes.
All over your face.
He had cheek, chest, and butt herpes.
You're googling acne around the lips. It just keeps going back. Did you mean herpes? You're
Oh,
no, acne around the lips.
I would have
You mean
killed to
herpes?
have a face herpes scare. It was a penis herpes
It was
scare.
a penis herpes. That's the worst herpes.
Yeah.
What? How did you find out it wasn't herpes?
I went to my doctor, and he told me I'm dumb because I used Dead Sea salt scrub to clean my penis, and I got a clogged pore, and then I just assumed because I had been at a strip club the week before,
Yeah.
that I obviously now have herpes. And I signed up for a herpes dating site.
So it all lined up. These are star-crossed, what do you call that shit? Like when things just align?
Star-crossed lovers?
Yes.
Yeah.
But herpes.
Herpes
and
and
the
his
stripper. And the sea salt soap or whatever.
Well, it wasn't herpes.
But
it was a clogged pore.
Can I ask, like, while you didn't know that you didn't have herpes, were you like, I'm never drinking again, I'm never not using a condom, I'm never...
No, I signed up for a herpes dating site because I was like, well, that's amazing.
This is the only way to have unprotected
I'm
sex.
not going to wear
Yeah.
condoms.
Other freak
That's
dicks.
crazy.
Yeah. Which,
What vaginal herpes? What is that? Does that look the same as male herpes?
No, because it's on a vagina, not a penis, you weirdo.
They're the same to me. You just invert one.
We're just wondering if like the face of herpes looks the same on a vagina and a penis.
Like, is it? What is the? It's bumps.
I believe it's bumps.
Yeah, it's bumpy, it's pimples.
Yeah.
Face, what you guys call herpes, is more like
Cold sore.
cold sores, but it's a different type of virus. So it's not the same virus as like an STD. It's and it's transmitted differently, right? So if you have genital herpes, they apparently come out like warts, like little mushrooms or something like that. So
That's the
so
worst.
Mushrooms.
always check who you're with.
Yes.
Look down there, do a little,
Investigating.
lights off, and
Shine a
then-
flashlight.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Live by the seat of your pants.
Yeah. Be a man.
Yeah,
Take
you're-
risks.
And you can transmit it, so if the person has that infection, like even receiving oral as men, it can be transmitted, right? So like things to be careful about.
Yeah.
Right?
Know where you can't get herpes? Butthole.
That's true. Yeah. So butthole sex.
Wait.
Nothing bad.
Don't.
It's secretions that are being mixed together that's spreading it. Just like, so STD, STIs are different now that we know, and
This is our most talkative audience member ever.
very, very
I just want her to get picked up. You know?
Baby, you're not on any mic. It's very annoying for me to. Just warn me that you're gonna talk because I gotta turn.
Where you feed in all the information on the screen, and you guys go like this, like you're learning, right? Edit for you.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna have to edit a lot on this one.
Yeah.
I feel like the people
You
who
mean
listen to
edit
this
her out?
podcast,
Fast forward.
the people who listen to this podcast aren't in the learning sense of.
No,
they're not coming here to learn.
No, but they learned 2 lessons today.
Ooh, one thing I do
Wait,
want to learn.
we got somebody in the room who listens to the podcast regularly.
Yeah. What is your number 1 lesson today so far? Fast forward.
Wait,
Fast.
okay.
Yeah.
So because he said that a guest died, that's why he's here. Our guests don't die, but apparently co-hosts do. Do we have a Baxter report?
Oh.
He's fine.
He was in the last time you said he was in the hospital, and then it's been 2 weeks. We haven't
And
heard
I
about him.
messaged him. He's just like, "Oh, he got out. Are you okay?" And he's just like, "Oh yeah, thanks for asking." That's it.
Man, dudes rock.
Yeah.
Dudes rock so much.
Yeah, and I haven't asked
He's
him
in the
since.
hospital, and you're just like,
I think I was gonna ask
you're
him today. Yeah.
It's
Like mad? Like why the fuck are you?
Yeah, he said, "I'm fine." I'm like, okay, he's cured. Everything's gonna be okay from now on.
It's like we asked just the bare minimum because we want to know, oh man, do we have to come see you? It's like, oh no, you're okay, great.
Well, I don't know. Like anybody who gets too questiony and it feels invasive. Like I know we're friends, but fuck off. Like ask me 3 questions maximum. You know, and then after 3, it feels like mind your own business.
Turn on your mic. Yeah, it's good. All right, you're sounding weird.
Oh, it's
right.
so funny. Lee's just office hall.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
And by fun you mean great.
Best episode ever.
I gotta see. Oh, he's this one.
No, it wouldn't be very good. Remember that stupid thing he said about Liam?
Oh, yeah. We definitely want that on mic.
That sucked.
I figured out.
So I feel like in ending, it is about the Liam Foundation is named after a kid named Liam who has the disease, and yeah, the book's amazing, and you should 100% buy a copy.
I was not listening at all. I thought the whole time Liam was the name of the disease.
Oh,
like for so, like you know, like
So that's
Lou
even
Gehrig.
worse. You thought the parents named the kid after the disease?
I just keep hearing Liam and disease, and it's for something like oh, and for my friend's
So the
son
kid was
Liam,
born
who
with
also has. I'm like,
multiple
oh
sclerosis.
shit!
You're like, little baby multiple sclerosis.
I got distracted.
They'd call him
then,
MS.
And I was trying to listen.
Yeah.
They nickname him.
Yeah, so it's even dumber than previously thought.
No.
Just no thinking involved.
Honestly, if I wasn't lazy, I would clip together all your stupid moments. There's been so many that
You
really.
got time to do so, loser. You unemployed fucking piece of shit, dude. Start,
editing
Yeah,
and stuff. I
doing
know.
something.
I've been busy.
You don't even reshare the clips I send you.
From time to time. I reshare about 50% of them.
The unemployment world, it's have you settled into a nice routine, like to where I get up at this time, I do this, I check this.
Yes.
So good to be unemployed and to get into this chill
Here's what it is. I have
sort of.
I have morning things to do,
Okay.
and I get those things done, and then the day just becomes whatever comes at me.
What have you been doing?
Yeah.
With your that's for you.
That like for me,
Yeah.
Yeah, he wakes
no, those
up,
were always long.
he eats, goes back to sleep, wakes up, eats again.
Do you like walk
That's what
around
the
your
day looks
neighborhood? Be like, oh, I want to see.
my dog walks are mildly longer than before, slightly, ever so slightly.
I'll say this.
Dog.
Daniel has been like amazing. My mom's been in and out of hospital, and he's been helping like caregive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I euthanized her.
It's like,
because I'm not with needles, he gives her injections.
that's amazing.
Yeah, I've been a at-home nurse.
PSW.
A PSW, yeah, which sounds cool.
Yeah.
If you hear PSW, but it's just it's an underpaid African for the most part.
How
I think it's half a nurse degree. Because I dated a nurse.
Yeah,
and
we
she was
don't-
halfway through school. She got
Yeah.
like PSW status, I think.
Oh,
And
really?
then you like, or maybe it's like when she was in college, and then she goes to university course.
Yeah.
But you're like 2 years away from being able to get money doing this. You should just do that.
Is this the first
Say your
person?
bullshit HR job.
Oh, I think I could make more money doing HR than being a PSW.
Yeah,
Is this the first
but
person you've
I
ever
have
injected?
elderly family members I'd like you to take care of.
Yeah.
Wait, Sanger, have you ever injected somebody
Yeah.
with anything before? Or is this your first
Prior to this?
Yeah.
No.
You've never like
Not even heroin to myself.
not even like in Pulp Fiction doing the adrenaline shot to the heart. No,
Sanger,
nothing.
Sanger
be
can't
cool,
even
though.
inject funny things into a conversation.
I'm not funny.
But what was that like? Like,
But you're
It's
good with
weird.
needles.
finding the vein and all that.
No, you don't have to find the vein. It's all like they
You
go.
stab her anywhere?
There's places, but they go. You're just like squeeze at the like chubbiness, the fat or whatever, and you inject it. So you just
Where
not
do you
muscle,
inject it?
not veins. What is it?
Where do you which body
So
part?
you could do like lower stomach, back of the arm,
Yeah.
and leg. But her mom has really skinny legs, so it's hard to find like a
Probably
fatty.
the ass is the best place to inject.
I think you
it's
can.
most cushiony.
but For some reason,
It's to like this blood because of her love, like to remove blood in her lungs.
Yeah.
They want it to be more central to.
You should inject
Yeah.
in her tits.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an option, right? It's not a.
And if you want maximum blood flow, you have to feel them up first. For a very long time.
you know what? That would make sense. As per the actual procedure, I would have to touch them a little bit.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They didn't mention that as a possibility.
You have to pick them up and suck on the nipple.
Just sort of like,
We're on our best behavior with Sanger's girl here.
Yeah, I know this conversation will be 20 times worse.
what you really want to do is just play with it ever so slightly, just like.
Did it feel good though, like in some way stabbing your mother-in-law? At all? Like just shank her?
I think if I hated her more, I do like her. She's like a great person, but I could understand, like if I didn't like her, I wouldn't be doing it in the first place.
Right.
Yeah. But you're right. You could stab.
Yeah.
It's your choice. Like if you care, you do it like carefully like this. But technically, you could stab. If
I
you
walked
wanted
right up to her and just right up.
You like
She's sleeping.
I look her right in the eye.
you act out a
Nature or nurture at work. This is nature. He naturally wants to stab.
Oh yeah. The Puerto Ricans, they love to stab.
It's personal.
Yes, you're right. He's Mexican.
I
He's not
thought
Puerto
it was
Rican.
Venezuelan
You know what?
or Chilean.
Or
All right,
Chilean.
seriously though,
Anything but
speaking of
Peru.
like
It's not
nationalities,
Peru.
when are we
no?
going to do the 23andMe on Charlie?
Oh yeah.
we
yeah.
have to keep bringing
Well,
that up.
first we have. Okay, that's where I'll focus my efforts because earlier you were asking about more production stuff.
Yeah.
Because first I would like to do the challenges
Like
before we get the 23andMe.
Yeah.
We can get them to do it first, and then as we wait, we can count down by making them do hilarious challenges. Like I love the math contest. Mm-hmm. We'll get like Sidekick can come, and he can have like a math showdown with Cy.
Yeah.
Violin, like violining off, like sort of like because they're good at like those like string instruments. So if we get like a cello or like a violin, and they have to go like battle each
So
other.
what's our budget for this? Because last I checked, cellos not the cheapest instrument.
We could rent one.
I'm thinking maybe a recorder.
Yeah. We just have him here going.
We could probably get a cello for cheap, dude. Nobody's buying cellos. They're trying to get rid of that shit. Yeah. We get a good deal. We got 3 for 1. Yeah.
We buy one off Amazon Marketplace from a guy who had to give up on his dreams because the cello wasn't paying enough.
Yeah.
I don't run into Charlie Paradise enough, but I did
fucking
run
lucky.
into him. I ran into him maybe a month ago, and it was amazing. But whatever happened to him fighting? Like there was that one fight off, and then did it die, and no one wanted to fight him anymore?
No, he lied about going to the hospital to get it canceled.
Yeah. He faked.
Oh
He
no.
Probably what Tyson should have done.
Yeah, we should get him to fight Jake Paul. That'd be amazing.
Oh yeah.
No, Charlie would be so insufferable.
All right.
if he had to, if he got a chance like that.
Yeah.
I ran into Charlie the other day, and it's just. It makes no sense. I think he wants the credit of making it seem like he was going to
Why
do
are both
something.
you guys hanging out underneath the bridge running into Charlie Paradise?
Yeah, where did you meet Charlie?
I was on floor.
Like, was he fleeing a fucking grocery store?
No.
With Kraft singles flying out of his pocket?
No, I'll tell you, and none of this.
It's amazing.
It just makes no sense. His thought process is I had done the back room, the late show, and I left the show after they closed, and I'm walking down the street to get something to drink on my way home, right? And I see Charlie, and he's like, "Oh, hey," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm nice to him and everything," and he's like, "Oh, where are you?" And I'm like, "Oh, back room," and he's like, "Oh, is it still going on? I was gonna go there," and then I'm like, No, it's over. And then I look at my watch, and it's like 12:30 at night. I don't understand what he thinks is going on.
Yeah.
He's like walking the back room well after midnight.
I don't know. I think it's. I'll be honest. I think I might ask the same question because I would think, is there a late show? Wait, what day of the week was it?
Like a Wednesday or
Oh,
something.
then never mind. He's an idiot.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
yeah.
It made no sense. It was the middle of the week. He knows it's a 10 o'clock show because he's done it before. Why would he be asking me at almost 1 a.m., hey,
I don't think Charlie thinks like.
Isn't he
I think like he
unemployed,
just
too?
reacts, and his mind just tries to come up with something quick.
Didn't he lose his new job too?
Yes.
So he's just lost.
He's lost
He doesn't know
in
what
the world.
time is, man.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. He's very confused.
There is no time in paradise, dude.
He should adopt that. He should, every time he ends a conversation, no, there's no timeout in paradise. Just like,
It's slightly better than him going, Charlie fucking paradise.
Yeah.
all right, yeah. Well, I saw him at the Zesty Burgers, and it was amazing because again, I don't get to see him often, so it's all new, right? And he just scared the audience into laughter, and it was amazing. It was amazing.
He scared them into laughter.
He took his shirt off.
He bullied them. It was amazing.
I had a question about you because I met you, I think, during the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
Coincidence? I think not.
Yeah.
Transmitter? Jeff.
Guilty.
Were you doing comedy before the pandemic or no?
No. I had taken quite a bit of time off. So like, I'd done about 6 years of comedy, and then I took about 15 years off.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So you know all the old guys.
Yeah, well, from Montreal, yeah.
Oh,
And
you were in Montreal.
And yeah,
so named Dobsky,
and then
maybe.
I knew Dobsky for sure, yeah.
Oh,
Actually, maybe. No, I wouldn't have run into him in Montreal if he took 15 years. Because I did
Yeah,
some
it was
stuff in
like-
Montreal.
Hey, you're 15 years old.
Yeah, I'm 15 years old. I'm a baby.
Yeah, it was like 2000
You're at the ripe old age to fuck your cousin.
to 2007 or something like that.
You better act quick. You're running out of time.
Yeah, she's about to become ugly.
Once that quinceañera rolls around.
Okay, so I want to know why did you stop? How
Okay.
old were you? And then what did you do in the gap? And then what made you start back? Those are the three questions. Why did you stop? What did you do in the gap? And why did you start back?
Look out, Mark Maron.
Yeah. Well, I had stopped because I had sort of hit a wall. You know, I did 6 years of the grind, and I auditioned for the Just for Laughs 4 times, and they knew who I was, and they weren't impressed, sort of thing, in the sense where you know, like they're looking at that festival in a certain way, and I'm just at the end of the day a pretty generic comic, you know, in the sense there's 1,000 of me, and so I sort of hustled, did that, and you know, and then it was one of those where like by year 6 I didn't know what to do with the direction because there was sort of no direction, you know, like there's only so many clubs you can do and meet and greet that if it doesn't really turn into anything, you sort of start
Thinking, what am I doing here?
Correct, yeah.
Shout out, you had the Comedy Works you got to do. Comedy Works was awesome.
Comedy Works and Comedy Nest.
R.I.P. Comedy Nest, they haven't booked me ever, so fuck that. The Comedy Works, hell yeah, dude.
I was lucky, in the sense where the dynamics were really different back in the early 2000s, and so I was really lucky with it wasn't as clouded or wasn't as competitive, and I was able to. I opened up for Russell Peters. I was able to. Yeah, open up for Jeremy Hotz, and that was all through the Comedy Nest connection and stuff like that, and then it was one of those again, like as you guys know, if you're hustling at a high level and you feel like you start spinning your tires, you just get tired of calling the same club for stage time or going out. You're just like, I sort of just. I got all these credits that didn't lead anywhere, and then it was like I was just sort of just fed up and tired of the grind of being active.
That was me in college. I got a bunch of credits that never went anywhere, and I got tired.
Yeah. So
very intellectual joke.
It just sounds like you. At some
I said I went to college.
This sounds like you burned yourself out.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it was a big burnout.
When did you realize the burn had happened for you? Like.
When you're starting to do bigger rooms and you don't appreciate them, and you're like, did I just perform in front of 800 people? Ho hum, and you sort of lose sight of what makes comedy fun and, and stuff like that. So I would say that, and then as well as, like if you're not sort of, I guess, creating your opportunity, at some point, some of the natural opportunity goes by the wayside, sort of thing.
I feel that.
And so that was sort of like the first 6-7 years. So then, I just sort of bowed out because I was like, man, I'm tired of doing the
being
grind.
so big right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Of crushing it so hard.
Well, it's crazy, and I don't know if I'm not happy about it or it's just a weird one. Is Russell Peters gave me his email address and said, message me. And because I had no clue what I was doing, I never messaged
You never
him.
did it? Yeah.
Do you still have it? Check it out.
I do still have it,
Let's send him dick pics.
That'd be hilarious. He's like, the fuck is the send button?
Yeah, somebody can get hurt real bad at hotmail.com.
But what's funny is
I'm so bad. I thought of that joke and I was waiting for my point to go in, and you said it.
But there's someone in the scene, or there's a comedic personality that would get that email and would do something with it.
And Tish just opened for him.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. At a club out in LA somewhere.
Amazing, yeah. And so then, I stopped. I ended up doing animated shorts creatively for a little while at this YouTube page called Agents of Haha. And that was sort of just before YouTube had sort of shown itself to be viable like that. And so we didn't last long. We did about 30 animated shorts, and then we to try and hustle, that sort of lost steam, and then after that I sort of just chilled out on the artistic stuff, worked on my professional CV and marketing and sales and and all that, and then that leads you up to and I wrote a book. This is my second book. The first book is called The Couch Sessions, which is about me and my roommate who suffered from depression, and me essentially taking notes while he told me every day he was going to take his life, sort of thing, and having to deal with that sort of little nugget and sort of managing.
But did you leave things out like razor blades and like a toaster?
Wait, so you wrote a book about your roommate wanting to kill himself, and then you're like, my follow-up? Frankenstein and Dracula.
A natural follow-up, I feel. You know what I mean?
You're like, well, I don't have any more roommates to write about.
Exactly. You're like, stay for part 2.
Or you get a new roommate and you're just like, do something. Do something fun.
That is so funny. the dichotomy, the difference between it. Someone who's like a fan of Jeff O'Brien's writing.
Range is good.
Yeah.
I feel like it was one of those things where it was at the right time, the story to write, and me and Liam were talking, Lee, we were talking about staying busy artistically with other things, and it sort of checked off that box as well, like although I'm not doing this, I'm doing this, so at least I don't feel like I've stopped comedy in vain or something like that, and then it was one of those where my buddy Dan, who's now back in Montreal, he came out here for Humber College comedy. And he was like, "Oh man, the scene's so amazing here, and you should come out." And I was sort of like missing it a little bit, with no expectations this time, not chasing anything, not poo-pooing being on any show, because I'm telling you, it was one of those things where I remember I did New Year's Eve. I opened up for Pete Zedlacker at Club Soda in Montreal, and it was 750 people, and I got 3 or 4 applause breaks, and I walked down that street thinking, what show am I doing on Tuesday? And it's because, you just you lose sight of sort of...
The love of it.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys feel that sometimes, but it was a 24/7, I had lost the love for it.
I feel that without any of the success. I'll do a crowd of 20 people.
But now that you're back, if you do get those big rooms again, do you think you're gonna get that old familiar feeling again?
No.
Now that you're
Can I open for you?
No, because I'm very mindful now of just being appreciative of just doing stand-up and being on a stage entertaining.
Okay.
And I would say there's way too many people talented in Toronto for me to sort of make that same rise again. It's just the dynamics ain't the same.
To be fair, there's not that many talented people in Toronto.
No,
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of heavy hitters in this scene.
A lot of people stink.
Yeah, including
It's just mostly the brown comics. I don't know about the comedy.
No, Natish is my ride to the top, man. Natish rocks.
No, he's pre-Brown invasion though.
What do you mean?
That was there when after COVID, there was a lot of.
Oh yeah, well I don't.
Yeah.
I guess I don't talk to new comics.
Okay, but why? Maybe you said it already, but explain it better. Why did you? So you're not doing it anymore. What pulled you back in?
Well,
did you get divorced?
No. I wish it was like
He does look like a divorced guy.
He does. Me an awesome divorced guy.
Yeah.
it was one of those things. Me and the missus.
Yes, I haven't seen my kid in 6 months' face.
Yeah.
Because I've been growing this beard since the last time I saw my child.
I feel like if you tell your kids why you abandoned them, they understand
okay.
it. They're mentally fine.
Yeah, it's closure. It's called closure. Yeah. No, yeah. Why? What pulled you back in?
So I guess what pulled me back was my buddy Dan had moved here, and he sort of talked it up a bit, and I was sort of missing the live audience reaction, and I felt I could handle the mental aspect a little better, and that it was no longer about being famous or being in your living room.
Right. Making it. You were just like.
Yeah. Which was 100% sort of the direction or the goggles wearing the first time around, and so I'd moved here just before the pandemic, and I was about to get onto the open mics, and then the pandemic hit, and then so throughout the pandemic, I sort of just wrote down some stuff, and then Kyle Lucy, who was my roommate, started doing secret shows, which is amazing. Kyle's like, "Hey man, if we get arrested, don't worry about it. It's just it's a minor charge, And you're just like,
No,
wow.
Kyle Lucy's like, don't worry if we got arrested. Don't worry, I called the cops. That was me.
When you were roommates with Kyle Lucy, did you ever think about a sequel to your first book?
No. It's an interesting thing, because like living with Kyle is he's so intense and he's a talented dude, but he really has a blueprint that I was watching it, I'm like, I just can't follow that because it's so intense and he hustles, and so and so it was one of those things where like I admired his hustle, but then it reaffirmed that, man, I don't want to get caught up into that where I lose sight of just having fun doing shows, And so then the pandemic lifted, and I broke my ice at Brett's house, Brett's backyard show, which was good because it was when I first met you, there was a lot of heavy hitters that were doing that show because stuff wasn't open and.
Yeah.
And you just sort of see like, oh man, there's a lot of really good comics here.
Okay, that's what I would say is during COVID, there were good comics doing, and not to insult that show, but doing shit shows in the sense of like how many people were there and watching and stuff like that. Except for the part shows, I only did a couple of them and not Ben's or whatever, but I know those were supposed to be big ones.
And like while I was doing all that, I was truly just enjoying doing it, you know, like and I would say, like most people, when the pandemic lifted, I wanted to get into better shows and stuff like that. Yeah. But it's still one of those things, like 100%. Like I'm not being asked every weekend to do book shows, or I definitely am not part of the top echelon of the people in the scene. But unlike the young me, I'm pretty okay with it, you know, because it's sort of like I just feel like I fill up my calendar with people I like to hang out with and are fun to hang out with and make comedy fun. And there's a lot of those people, you know, in the scene. You know, it's not just a particular clique or something like that. But then, and find shows that are fun to do, and then double down on those. You know, like
This guy's like very positive compared to your normal guest. You have okay. So did you guys see? I want to talk about Neil the Nutman for a second. Or Nutman Neil, because I saw he's been posting again, but he's constantly posting. But I saw. Did you guys see him try to burn a guy?
No, I thought you were going to talk about his rec room.
No, not the rec room.
That's
There's
a big announcement.
Shout out to Neil, but no.
What do you mean burn a guy, like insult wise or physically?
Okay.
So Neil hit back.
Yeah, like some guy like said something and Neil like made a joke. Be like, they'll only do it if you put a bag over your head, and I suggested a plastic one. And then the guy's like, oh, it's not very cool for you to tell me to unalive myself, Neil. And I'm like, people need to leave this guy alone. He's been getting shit on for so long.
Yeah.
And then he's finally
as soon as Neil says to somebody, hey, go kill yourself, they go, that's not cool, man.
Yeah. It's true. What a bunch of fucking phonies.
What a fucking losers. Yeah. And everybody now, like, since he posted his last thing about getting the rec room, you see all these people in the comments, hey, give me a spot. These are the same fuckers like telling him before. Yeah. Oh, this is a scam.
It sort of got that, and the Kenan Thompson thing, that sort of got out of control, or really everyone had an opinion, like it was a public forum, like because before that there wasn't any big Toronto thing that where
there
everyone
haven't been good ones in many years.
Yeah.
When I first got here, it was fire.
Yeah,
there was
true.
Footgate.
There's what?
Footgate.
Oh,
that was awesome. I was part of it.
I thought you meant there were better festivals, but you mean there was better drama.
Better drama,
yeah. To where a certain topic had 800 comments, you know, and it just spread like. But I would say, in the last 2 months, there's been just these two incidences where, rightly or wrongly, positive, not taken aside.
Yeah.
Buy my book. Link in the bio.
Dracula and Frankenstein by Jeff O'Brien. Where can they find it?
Link in the bio. Instagram. Your boy Little Sketchy.
You should write your next book about Neil and Kenan Thompson having a drink, talking about how to screw over Toronto comedians.
How to destroy Toronto comedy once and for all. Yeah.
But offhand, so those were the two big ones, and now we have hindsight. Did the Kenan Thompson thing show itself to be just another night, or that it was worth it, or a scam?
If Kenan Thompson retires after this season at SNL, we got scammed so hard.
Because he'll never
got retirement money out of everyone.
That'd be hilarious. He's in Cabo. Thanks, Toronto.
He should retire.
Thanks, open micers.
His sketches are terrible. I hate him on SNL.
Yeah,
I'm just not a fan. I'm sure he's a nice guy, and whatever.
He's probably not a nice guy, to be honest.
Yeah, to write sketches that bad.
Yeah, he comes across as a dismissive, like, douche type of guy.
Well, I know he didn't stay close. I'm good. Yeah. He didn't stay close to Kel, so I'm a big Kel fan.
Didn't Kel try to kill himself?
Kel tried to kill himself, and Kenan ignored it completely. Kel is the good guy. Let's support Kel. If there's a Kel comedy festival in Toronto, I'm signing up. I'm signing you all up. I'm making sure we support it because Kel, great guy.
Who's Kel?
He was his other guy in Good Burger.
Good Burger. I just
skinny
clued in
guy?
as well.
You remember like
With
those
the
two
funny
of them?
voice?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's, welcome to
I thought that was a woman for a second.
Oh,
Like a
because
long
of the
time
whoopee hair?
You thought it was like Wanda Sykes?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
He's
Wanda
like,
Sykes.
it was the last black girl I was into.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
I got a question is, since you were a Montreal comic back in the day so long ago, don't name any names or anything. But do you remember any like scandals within the thing that like, again, don't name names, but do you remember, was there a lot of gossip? Was there a lot of things?
There was one that was a real big one, and it died out relatively quick because the scene allowed it to. But there was this comic that sort of had money and was able to schmooze, buy jokes, and plagiarize jokes. But because he had schmoozed and was able to make friends through, comics don't have money. So if you're buying rounds and stuff like that, you can make friends. And he plagiarized and he really got up to the ranks quickly. And that was a big one because the scene knew he was doing it. He was protected because of the
his
money.
Yeah.
And he got in with the top dogs, and then the top dogs protected him. And that was a big one. And then there was one time he got confronted, and unfortunately, instead of it being, hey, stop doing those jokes, people got mad at the person pointing out, hey, that's this person's joke, and stuff like that. And then in the end, it obviously at some point.
So it's like a Carlos Mencia,
That's right, a
Joe
French,
Rogan almost.
a French Canadian Carlos.
Yeah, 100%. And it was
Carlos Boucher.
Jean puis joke. He steals the joke.
Carlo Boucher used to page. So how did it end?
But so
or
if
he just petered off.
Because in at one point, 100% it gave advantages in the local world. But like it doesn't help you when you're going from this pool to the next pool,
right.
Because you do have to sort of. But if it's about being local, it was one of those things where it was a big one because of comics sort of looking the other way, and then comics speaking up and sort of getting blackballed from certain clubs because
they were speaking up against him.
But is that person still doing stand-up?
That's a good question.
Then name names.
No, I can't because I can't because at the end of the day, like at the end of the day, the scene did its thing and weeded that stuff out, and also too again positive. People want to be on stage and feel the energy of, and we all go to bed knowing that we don't write our stuff or we do write our stuff. So like nothing was learnt. It's just more like, and he didn't gain anything. Like he didn't make anything of it. But it's just one of those things where it just showed that at a certain level, you can't trick or you can't get ahead if you're not writing your own jokes. Sort of thing. So that was a big one. That was a big one. And,
it's kind of crazy.
John
It's
St.
always
Goddard.
all of the
Motherfucker.
And that guy's name was Sugar Sammy.
Oh man, Sugar Sammy. I had done shows with before he was Sugar Sammy. And again, I look so bad in these things, but again, it's hard to capitalize.
You used Sugar Samuel back then?
Oh, that's hilarious. Sugar Samuel.
And some guy walks, Sammy sounds better.
I remember being outside the Comedy Nest and we were chatting, and this is before he blew up, but he was still very, he was trending in the right direction because he came off the jump real hot, and he was like, oh, Jeff, message me, and we'll stay in touch. And it's just, you're just a clueless moron sometimes, and you're like, yeah, 100%. And then just time, and then you never do. And then now, like, it would, like, I couldn't message him or anything like that. But it's one of those where you're like, I'm an idiot. But that was the whirlwind of the first 6-7 years, but it was different back then. There was only 20 comics in Montreal and Toronto, not 800.
Yeah, you have to learn in those moments, like when to take advantage of certain things and stuff. Like it's crazy that you had Russell Peters' email and you're like,
yeah,
oh, I don't want to bother him.
I opened up for 4 shows, so it was Thursday, 1 show, Friday 1 show, Saturday 2 shows, and it was hilarious because I could get the sense that the audience was like, when's Russell coming on?
Yeah.
But I was so excited opening up for him and you know, like being very appreciative of that because anyone could have gotten asked, but it's one of those things where like the audience was also like, all right, good one, horse racing, but let's get Russell on here. So it wasn't necessarily drop the mic moment either.
So I'd be remiss if we do not discuss, because the podcast is almost done, what cowards Lee and I are for allowing 2 guys to play pool the entire podcast.
You guys totally folded.
That's not the first time.
No. And after the first time, we said, we'll never allow that again.
Dude, if you look at it this way, imagine us. We're not renting. We're not renting.
Was that? I thought that was coming from upstairs. Are you serious? That would have actually made me. I thought that was coming from upstairs because I have the headphones on, so I just hear.
I'm like, I always thought like this is just part of it now because, well, no, I was just like,
I didn't think we were recording this.
If we pay for the space,
Danny, but you didn't get it. He was like, go do it.
I don't know.
Daniel, I'm scared. Deal with this. You're bigger than me.
The only time I got mad at the guy is when he moved my chair.
You know what's funny? He did that and you got
was
mad.
great,
In my mind, I was like, who cares?
Well, it just annoyed me. Don't touch. It's already.
But you know what? It was close to the table that he has.
I know. Which should tell you, it's not pool time, but I didn't say
the light
anything.
does nothing.
Sanker just set the lights up to make himself look thinner. He's like, hey,
You're fucking
Starts moving around.
You're ruining everything. No, I don't know. Like I got used to the pool shit because I thought, well, we don't have money invested in this. We're just using the space.
Yeah.
So we just get what we get.
It's not like we rented it for.
Well, it's like when we record outside, if people are honking.
Well, yeah, but that's outside. Yeah, we're not going to. Excuse me. It's a closed set over
But also,
here.
if you're listening to the entirety of this podcast on spot wherever, you're a loser. You deserve honking in the background and people playing pool.
I don't know why they didn't ask questions. I mean, they could have chimed in and been like, hey.
I'm just more mad. I'm now mad about them playing music on their phone because I thought
it was the bar.
I thought it was the bar because I have my headphones on, so I'm hearing music. So I'm trying to regulate it. What I do sometimes is I turn down like Lee's mic, for example, because it usually catches from the bar.
There?
Yeah. So I'm trying to regulate
it's usually
that.
bullshit anyways. Who cares?
Yeah. Whatever
comes out of it anyway.
But now that I know they were playing music, I in my head I want to go. We are clearly recording something. Clearly, I get it. You know, maybe we didn't rent the room. You play your pool. I almost could get that. But playing music is just rude.
Dude, this episode with Trish in the background, the pool, the music. This is unlistenable.
To be fair, also when they
That's bullshit.
completely if Sanger could work some editing magic and make it all work.
those guys also came downstairs as we were talking about a lady sucking her dad's dick. And everybody was like, we gotta put music on, man. I can't.
Yeah, wait, herpes looks different on pussy. Yeah, it's just like, turn that shit up.
Yeah, they're like, these guys are morons. Zink.
I'm not gonna lie. I was hoping because Ian used to run his mic here. I was hoping Ian would be the one to be like, "Hey, this is Ian's place."
Yeah.
Well, was there at any point a thought where you're like, hey man, stop playing pool or I'll make you eat a fucking ball?
No, because I would when I had my open mic here, people are like, "Can I play pool?" I'm like, "Please." Please break up these jokes.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I hate all the open micers, even when I was one.
That's true. Yeah.
I loathe the people that came to my open mic.
Open mic story. Sorry,
keep me up late.
Let's finish on your open mic story.
3 weeks ago, about a month ago, I hosted an open mic. I'm not naming the bar, but I had to bump one of the open micers because one of the more established comics came in, and I had to give that spot. And after I did that, the dude came right up in my face and he's like, you know what? You're a real fucking asshole. And he ripped up my open mic list and stormed off.
Good.
Did you still have comics left?
I did. And I had no clue who was going up. It was the worst. And I'm like,
I'm glad he did that, and I did that to do it once at the Royal.
it was amazing.
Well,
He was hosting.
as a joke, or you were mad that you got bumped?
Like, as a joke.
Oh yeah, that's different.
Oh, yeah,
Being mad that you got bumped.
List,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
now have to redo it.
That is funny.
No, but you like bumping them for that established comic. Even established comics in the city are all a bunch of fucking losers. You guys aren't. Most of you going nowhere. Most of you are going nowhere. He opened for Russell Peters in front of 800 people, and then he got bored of it.
Now he's on Goblin Ogre.
Fucking losers. So I'm glad he got. I'm glad somebody told you out because, like, yeah, don't bump like a loser.
It's so true.
For
This is how we'll
an established loser.
It was so shocking.
Yo, Jeff, next time you run an open mic, though, bump Lee for me. It's good.
I'm tearing up that fucking.
I'm doing my Sugar Samuel joke.
Now I'll go up like Kanye, grab the mic out of Ian's hand, like, I'm gonna let you finish, but Jeff O'Brien's a piece of shit! And then hand it back.
That's
All right,
amazing.
if you are still listening, check out Dracula and Frankenstein. Follow. What's your Instagram? Maybe you can find it that way.
Yeah, it's your boy Little Sketchy. It's my attempt at making drawing gangster. So please follow me.
Yeah, and probably from there, you'll probably have some link at some point to this.
In the
book.
bio, yeah.
In the bio,
It's in the
perfect.
bio, yeah?
I like the shakiness in his voice. Check out your boy, Little Sketchy.
It's okay. It's all right.
If you don't, I'll fuck you up.
Yeah, I get pummeled after the
Yeah.
podcast.
Is it on Amazon?
No, it's the only online avenue it's on right now is Etsy, which supports the craft world. So
Yeah.
the independent
Etsy,
world.
so some just African kid wrote this, and you're reselling it. That's just like my
hell
girlfriend's
yeah.
rings, man.
The plagiarizing,
dog of you.
the plagiarizing story was mine. It just was like, then this dickhead started stealing jokes.
That's why he stopped comedy.
Yeah.
He was the guy who was telling his own story about paying people behind their jokes. It was all the Jeff O'Brien story.
The one thing I learned that if you steal jokes, as long as you stay below the radar, it's okay.
Yeah. That's
And then if you get in trouble, just wait a couple years and move to Toronto.
All right, guys. Thanks for doing it.
Very cool.